from Hyung. Blocks the edge, trying to play those mind games, but it's actually going to be Sunburn.
An Angel, so that's going to most likely stick with us all the way to lap number 3, whereas the shield actually coming out from World was a bit too late, so he's going to get caught out by that.
Yeah, UFOs on both sides. Liv Sandbox just going to use theirs to try to bring the tempo back, even a missile slowing down World. So CuandoFree's not able to entirely escape the grasp of Liv Sandbox just yet. Neither team having 2 FT of a lead, although as I see that World starts to get ahead just a bit. Nothing slowing him down anymore. They're not even able to really target him from their screens right now. Finally, a missile goes through and brings the speed right back down for World.
Keep in mind that Dalda all the way in the back, he has a lightning as well as a magnet. We saw Byung-Soo get really slowed down there, but it doesn't matter because now he can play the supportive role for his team and try to pick up some items that can help his team out. As we see World, he is really far right now.
Liv Sandbox has to use a lightning bolt right now just to draw out that shield, get something else going, because there's no other way to catch up to him. They can't even target him on their screens right now. The UFO will do enough. Then they send the lightning bolt. It is slowing him down. The shield actually late from World because of the UFO, so he is slowed down quite a bit. The Angel shield will keep him in the lead, but right now, what else do you have? You have nothing. You have to recycle all of your items on the side of Liv Sandbox. The water bombs, can it be enough to slow him down in the shortcut?
The shield from World was too good.
Doesn't
He's keeping
hit.
up the momentum. None of them is hitting.
But
Finally, World! He's gonna get caught out by the Water Wisp here, but World still finalizes a victory for CuandoFree.
And World to a certain extent. This is already looking pretty solid for Liv Sandbox. Now there's a couple areas once you get to the bull here coming up around the turn, and then as you exit the terminal into the park, those are 2 big areas where you look for a bit of a comeback, and Byung-Soo with a great block is able to recover around that turn.
Absolutely, and right now if you look at the 1-2, Sunburn has been constantly hot on the heels of Hyung-Soo and Neil, but not able to come across them because Neil with such a nice lead for himself, it's opening up Byung-Soo to also now catch up to the front of the pack and try to sweep Sunburn out of the way.
Yeah, and you can just see that CuandoFree feels the pressure, right? Cool even going for a bit of a switch on that build there just to take that extra boost while he keeps building that gauge, avoid some of that collision to try to catch up, but it puts him nowhere close to the front of the pack. And I've never seen Byung-Soo play so aggressively, but he's doing a great job of tying up Sunburn for the time being. Spear now trying to help break his teammate away from Byung-Soo.
The adaptation of the sweeper rolls right now coming from Liv Sandbox is proving to be too much for CuandoFree to handle. It's all up to Sunburn and Cool to try to break apart this 1-2, but that collision seems to set things in stone, and Liv Sandbox, they're gonna punch in their 1-2 punch victory.
Yeah, and the team boost way ahead for Liv Sandbox as well. Hyung crossing the finish line with another team boost left over. Never needed it as he takes the draft, comes in 1, Neil comes in 2 right alongside him. That's going to be a clean 2-0 lead here in speed mode of Phase 2 in the Grand Final.
That Byung-Soo was able to weave through the defense of CuandoFree and Cool. Now he's up here trying to contest with Spear. Spear's getting some crazy hits onto Byung-Soo right now, but Byung-Soo is now faltering and comes in Neil and Cool from the back lines.
Yeah, Byung-Soo's play today is looking a lot more confident than it has during the round robin. A bit of a bump there, but he is able to recover. Now looking at the build, going under the right. Oh, and Byung-Soo tries to block out Spear, but alas, it's him who tries to recover on the railing, hits the lights and falls down into the river, and now Spear able to continue the race on his own. World and Spear, they're just focused on once again blocking the majority of racers. That's exactly what Liv Sandbox did to them previously. I mean, you can't blame the Liv Sandbox racers. They had to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, to try to catch up, but alas, it's not going to be enough. 1, 2, and 3 for CuandoFree, taking us to round 5.
blocks against World, it is going to be a phenomenal start for him.
Oh, but World just blocks him up right before the important jump here, and neither of them, Hyunsu slows down a bit too much, and that's what World is hoping for. Hyunsu, both of them were positioning for that same move when it came to that jump, and World is able to get just ahead, but both of them losing a lot of speed as they're so aware of the potential collisions coming in from either opponent.
And this is one of the dangerous parts about winding slopes. We've seen an instance where Hojun was able to execute his opponent here. In fact, World's going to take a collision there, but a nice recovery is going to allow him to stay in the lead.
Yeah, and both of them able to enter these shortcuts. Hyunsu just having to cut just a bit more aggressively, but now all caught up. There's still a couple of hairpins coming in towards the end of the track. Hyunsu right behind World. He is absolutely in draft range, and World just completely stops, loses all speed, but makes sure Hyunsu does the same. World wants to make sure that no spin turn happens from Hyunsu. Blocks the entire draft away from Hyunsu. World, what a world-class performance. The timing to block out the draft, just absolutely impressive. I mean, I think at this point, you have to admit that World is by far the strongest ace racer we've seen in the KDL. The fact that he listens and watches for the draft, he sees it happening, and that's when he goes for the stop and the block.
Sunburn was able to build, and now Hyunsu himself, he's going to be able to take that first place for now.
Yeah, Hyunsu just waiting to see, and as Sunburn tries to slow down to gauge what Hyunsu's call is, he uses that draft to say, all right, this is my chance to get ahead for the time being. Now Hyunsu, he can try to play those mind games, but it's actually going to be Sunburn who forces the error out. He just swings right by Hyunsu. Now Hyunsu should have a chance to try to catch up as we enter the straightaway into lap 2, but it's going to take a little bit of extra swift cuts to maintain this boost advantage.
Both players are opting for that right now. Sungbin still trying to keep up this lead so that Hyunsu cannot get back in draft range, but Hyunsu, he's going to be able to pull it off. You look at the turns he's taking.
Yeah, he also used that boost right off of the jump. Gave him a little bit extra top speed, extra acceleration to maintain in the air. A slight bump, but it doesn't stop Hyunsu for the time being. Boost gauge equalized on both sides. Sungbin knows this is his race to take. He's far in the lead. The drafts are not going to come into play just yet. We enter the hairpin section in the next couple turns.
The difference in mindset right now, Sungbin, he's just playing his own game, trying to play perfect to not give any edge over Hyunsu. He needs to pull out some tricks up his sleeve because he is so far behind right now. He needs the draft opportunity.
Hyunsu's filling his boost gauge so well, but so is Sungbin. Sungbin's not playing relaxed at all. He knows that Hyunsu's the type of racer who can catch up at any time, and an excellent cut around the inner side of the corner puts Hyunsu into draft range. He gets one draft. He's now caught up. Should have one more opportunity as he tries to get in towards the last 500 meters. The draft gauge just not filling up as Sungbin continues to shoot forward. The boost comes into play 1 second earlier, and Sungbin brings home victory. KuandoFree will repeat their preseason run as they take the trophy once more.